Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk about all things Pepper today, how I take care of my fur baby Pepper. Never mind the picture, okay? He loves me. He just hates paparazzi, hates the camera, and be looking crazy. But yeah, we're gonna talk about everything that I do to just take care of him and the maintenance and what I do when I'm gone, all that good stuff. So first we're gonna start off with how I clean the litter robot. So let me go ahead and pull that up right here. All right guys, so you see that blue blinking light? That means that the trash bin is full of poop. But we're gonna do our end of the month cleaning. So I press the empty button and it's going to empty all of the litter inside of this little circular part. Also, I wanted to show you guys that I do have the stairs and a litter catcher to try to catch as much litter off of his paws so it's not all around my house. Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm just checking on to see what my mom, is up to. I can rest well knowing that my maid is busy making herself useful. Okay, if you like being a Molly the maid, you will love this gadget. It's a vacuum that vacuums and mops. When I tell you, house be looking real pristine, y'all. Okay, so after I clean all of the items, I just set it outside on the balcony to dry in this Texas heat. All right guys, so here are the products that I like to use to clean up the little robot. I have this, which is going to be like 2 parts water, 1 part apple cider vinegar, to get rid of that smell and break down all that grime, dirt, poop, litter. And then I also use the Dawn soap. If I don't have this, I'll use baby soap because I don't want the chemicals. Okay, Pepper, be quiet. Don't want the chemicals to affect him or his paws because his paws are really sensitive. He is right here. Anyways, I will spray the very bottom where the trash bin is. I will spray that with Lysol. I don't spray the actual like circular part with this because again, cats are sensitive to that smell. So just the bottom. Inside of the little tunnel, I will put this litter deodorizer at the bottom and then I will put the litter on top. And then I have Clorox wipes that I wipe down the rest of the litter robot with. And then I line every bin with trash with a trash bag. And then whenever it's full, I just take out the whole trash bag. Oh, and then we have air freshener, okay. So as you can see here it is, all clean. Sometimes there will be a little bit of litter inside, but it's okay. I have put the trash in there and then I sprayed some Lysol inside. We have our air freshener. Okay, thank you. Come again. Just gonna tuck that back there just to add some freshness while I'm gone. There is supposed to be a carbon filter right there, but that is outside drying. So once that dries, I'll put it in there. So I'm just gonna close that up. So this is it, nice and clean. And then the key, the ultimate key, well, all of those things are major factors, but the clump and seal is what I love to use to put inside of the little circular part. And I think that it is best to use odor control or multi-cat. Even though I have 1 cat, I don't want to smell nothing. I need odor control 24/8, and I need, you know what, if I have one cat, let's act like it's multi-cat, because I don't want to smell absolutely nothing, okay? And this pretty much does it. Having a little robot plus this really helps. I've tried Tide, or not Tide, but Arm & Hammer. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a clear litter box, and I could smell the poop every time. So look, he can't wait till I put the litter in there, because when I tell you, every time there's a clean litter, one thing about it, he's going to use the restroom. Not even a minute. Not even a minute. Okay? He was like, girl, move. Move out the way so I can come use the bathroom. It's like, you would not even think he had to use the bathroom. I feel like he's just like, you know what? Let me mess this up. Let me piss this maid off. Give me 5 seconds. That's that. This feels good. Okay, so I guess you guys can see how this works, and then he's just gonna clean it up back there. All right, now he's done. Okay, so I do have the stairs to like catch. Did you hear that? All that like grit, all that noise. So I do have the stairs to like catch all that, and then I have this the mat that also catches his litter, because I don't like to have litter on my floor. Y'all see I just, you know, mopped and vacuumed. So these two components definitely help. You can buy these stairs with the little robot website, and I went ahead and invested because it is for older cats who have a hard time like just jumping into the little robot. However, I just went ahead and bought it because, you know, one day Pepper is going to be old, and I don't have time for him to be acting funny like, girl, I'm not even gonna get in there anymore because I can't jump in there, and then you add something new and he's stuck in his ways, like I don't even want to use it no more. So I was like, you know what, let me just get the stairs so he doesn't get older and turn into some grumpy cat that doesn't want to, you know, be accommodated. So I'm like, just get used to the stairs. And so he has. So yeah, that's how it works. And right now it is timing, so the red dot is on. After about 8 minutes, and the sensor senses that there's no cat inside, then it will just rotate. All right, y'all, so that was how I deep clean the little robot. I do that once a month, and then weekly I will just, once there's a blue light that will tell you when the like boo-boo bin is full. So after that, I will just, when it's blinking, I will like take the whole trash bag out and throw it away and put a new one, and that's like once a week. So if you have a cat, or if you're thinking about a cat, like I 100% recommend getting a little robot. It's so convenient. It keeps the smell down. Like my home does not smell like boo-boo or kitty litter, because kitty litter can be strong. And the poop can be strong, and it doesn't smell like anything. Like, no one, if you came into my house, you don't think I have a cat, because 1, my home is clean, and 2, it doesn't smell like cats and poop. So I definitely recommend investing in a little robot, because it's a little pricey, honey, but it is worth it. So before I had a little robot, I had just the litter box, and that was fine because I was coming home every day changing it out. Like, I don't have a problem with changing it all the time, like taking out the poop. But when I had to commute from Atlanta to Denver, and when I used to be based in Denver, when I would come home, so I'll be gone like 3 days, 4 days, up to 5 days at a time. And when I came back, that little box was filthy. There were like little fruit flies flying around. It was just real ghetto, real disgusting. So I would end up having to throw the whole litter box away. Not the whole litter box, but like all the litter inside. I just threw it all away and put a whole new one because I was like, ew, I don't want any residue in there. And it was just, I don't know, I still felt like I was seeing fruit flies and or whatever you want to call them, little bugs that appear when you just got food sitting out and poop sitting out. Ew. So that was not working for me. So I was like, okay, it's time to do something different. I started looking up on YouTube, saw the little robot. There's actually a bunch of different types of automatic litter boxes. However, I found the little robot to be the most popular. There was one other one that, if you guys let me know in the comments, I'll like look it up and find out which one I was gonna buy. But this one was like out of the country and I didn't have time for, if Pepper didn't like it and then I'm breaking my neck doing all this research trying to return it and I'm not getting my money, I was like, I don't have time. We'll just stick to the little robot. The little robot does give you, I believe it's either 60 or 45 days like as a trial run, and if your cat doesn't like it or like, you know, something goes on, then you can return it, which I really enjoyed that perk because Pepper can be funny acting sometimes, and one day he'll like something, another day he like, no, I'm not doing that. So yeah, and then I also didn't want any issues with while it's cycling that he might jump in just to see what's going on, but thankfully he never do that. The best thing that I like about the little robot is that it keeps all the poop in a controlled area that's hidden, that keeps the smell down, versus having a typical litter box that just has the poop just sitting out. So I really like that. As far as food, I have an automatic feeder that I bought from Amazon. Let me know in the comments and I will link that down below so you guys can get it, because I've had that ever since I've had Pepper. So it's been like 5 years now and that thing is working strong, doesn't need no extra batteries. You plug it up and it works. I feed him twice a day, one time at 6:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. You can like do the portion control, how much food you want. So I feed him dry food through the feeder, of course. And then whenever I come home from a trip or I'm home consecutively, then I will give him like one portion of dry food and then I will give him wet food. So I try to alternate between wet food and dry food because who the hell wants a diet that is just consists of pebbles all their life? I think that's super lackluster and super cheap. So I'll switch it up, give him some wet food. I have like Fancy Feast and I also use like packets of tuna that I will give him. And then if I have like regular food that I haven't cooked yet, like maybe, oh, he doesn't like shrimp, but like catfish, he really loves catfish, and like a piece of salmon or like chicken that's cooked but no seasoning, I will give him that. So I try to give him some wet food as well, and then I always leave 2 full bowls of water. And normally when I come back, I try not to have trips longer than 3 days, but when I come back, there's always a little bit of water left in both bowls. It's never been completely empty. I have seen where online they say to leave the toilet seat up just in case like all the water is gone, but I don't have an alley cat, so he's not about to like start drinking toilet water. No shade if your cat does, but Pepper's not doing that. So so that's what I do as far as the food. Oh, another thing that I like about the little robot is that, so one time I switched his food to like something else because I felt like his fur was, I don't know, it just wasn't as shiny as it normally is. He does have a shiny coat, and that's from me giving him wet food. Like fish will promote a shiny coat, plus I brush him and play with him and stuff like that, so he has a happy life, okay? he don't have nothing to complain about. Life is good, so that coat is shiny. But his coat wasn't as shiny, and I just was noticing a lot of fur, him shedding a lot of fur. Now, he does have separation anxiety, but okay, we're gonna talk about that separately. Anyways, I changed his food, and upon changing his food, when I had changed, the little robot was full. So when I changed it, I noticed that there was a lot of diarrhea, and I was like, oh no, Pepper's sick. So not like sick, like dying, but the new food that I gave him was not agreeing with his stomach. So I returned that food and went back to like what we used to eat because I don't have time. But I'm thankful to have the little robot and be able to observe like, okay, now I can see the diarrhea, versus if I was scooping it, I don't know if I would have noticed because I just hurry up and scoop it, or sometimes I throw all the litter away and I'm not even paying attention. But when you have the little robot, it's like it sifts through all the rest of the litter, so you just see poop in the bin. So I'm just looking at diarrhea in the bin. So I'm like, okay, he does not like this type of food. So that's another perk that I would say with the little robot. There's also a feature that you can download. If you download the like Little Robot app, it will tell you the changes within the poop. But I'm like, I don't need an app to tell me that. I can look with my 2 eyes. It's diarrhea, something's going on. I don't need an app. Like, but if you want to download an app and your life is super busy and you have like multiple cats, then yes, I recommend. But I only have 1 cat, so I'm not about to break my neck downloading these apps and spending all this money. So that's that with the kitty litter. Also, when I leave, I always leave the AC on when it's hot, especially in the summertime because I'm in Dallas and it is like scorching hot. So I always leave the AC at least at 74 because I have no idea what it would be like to have a full body of fur and then it's 120 degrees outside. Like, I die. So I, keep it at 74 because if I make it any lower, that means my bill is gonna be high and I'm not even there. So I'm like 74, he gonna have to deal with that. And I have like fans, ceiling fans, so I keep the ceiling fans on just to keep him cool. And I mean, I don't think he's had any complaints. So that's what I do as far as when I leave. Now, getting into the separation anxiety. So my cat Pepper has separation anxiety. I realized this when he was younger. I would like go and take the trash out. When I come back, he's like always at the door. I had a friend come over and I went to take the trash out. When I came back, my friend literally showed me a recording of him sitting at the door crying, like, why did you leave me with her? But so he has separation anxiety. When I went to training, I took him to kitty camp. And in kitty camp, so he was there for 30 days, with other cats who were also there. At kitty camp, they would let the cats interact with each other sometimes and interact with the actual workers. However, Pepper has been to 2 kitty camps, one in Atlanta and now one in Dallas, and both kitty camps said that he does not like other cats. They even showed me a video of how they put Pepper and another cat in the same room, and Pepper was like, he was backing up, like, why did you put me in the room with this peasant? So he does not like other cats. I'm convinced he thinks he's a human because his life is so good. He does like other people. He likes people. They said that he was very friendly with the staff. However, he did not care for those little peasant cats. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, in terms of curing the separation anxiety, honestly, there's not really much I can do. Because that's just him. I leave for like an hour, he's crying. I leave for days, he's crying. When I come back, His like voice sounds a little hoarse because it sounds like he's been crying for a little bit, but I mean, it's nothing I can do at this point. Somebody got to work and pay the bills. I need to make Pepper a YouTube because he needs to start contributing. Let me know in the comments if you have any pets, if you have any cats, if you have a dog, you know, and how you take care of them when you leave. And also, if your animal has separation anxiety, what do you do to, you know, suppress that anxiety or just, you know, keep them calm? Because I am open to tips on how to help him, okay? And the common thing that people like to say is get another cat, but it's like, no, he doesn't like cats. 1 and 2, I know some people are like, well, they have to just get used to each other. But here's the thing, like, if you think about it, if you miss your mom and then your mom just brings in another little random animal to replace her, wouldn't you be like, what is this? Personally, I would be like, what is this, and when are you coming back, and why did you leave this thing here that's getting on my nerves, that I have to share food with, that's in my space? That's like my thought process. I don't really think that Pepper would be appreciative of me bringing in another cat. Like, it's not, he has separation anxiety with me, not with being by himself. Also, Pepper is a good cat. He doesn't like do typical things that other cats may do. I've heard of many stories where cats get really angry when you leave them alone for days at a time. With that being said, I've had friends who just left for a weekend. They came back to their cat pooping in their shoe or pooping on their bed, pooping in the shower. I've had a friend whose cat like ripped up her couch because she was gone. Yeah, peeing in shoes, peeing on the floor, just like signs of like, I'm gonna get you back, like very grudgeful. I don't like that you did this. I don't like that you left me here. Yeah, so Pepper has some home training and he don't do none of that, okay? The most he'll do is cry and be sad. Now, I have left him home. I think it was like 6 days, but this was on accident. Like, a flight ended up getting canceled. It was a lot going on. I was in Costa Rica at the time, and it was like rainstorms and things that prevented me from coming back. I was supposed to be back like on the 4th day in the morning, but I didn't come back till like day 6 at night. When I came back, Pepper was angry. He was super angry, which that's understandable. It was almost a week. Like, animals know that time has passed. Like, they're literally watching the sun go up and down. So I'm sure he was like, after day 4, girl, I'm mad. So when I came home, he knocked over his automatic feeder. He's never done that before. Even as I've like been a flight attendant, he's never knocked over his automatic feeder. So that was just him being upset. But that's the most he's ever done out of being upset. But like I said, I can only speak for my cat. I can't speak for other cats. Nor do I have time to get another cat and they're super bad, tearing up my stuff, peeing and pooping everywhere. Like, no. Like, Pepper's never done that. Pepper knows what toys are his and what things are mine that you're not supposed to be messing up, you're not supposed to be touching, you're not supposed to be scratching. I have 0 scratches on my sectional. Like, he knows if I come home to a scratch, or if you decide you want to get mad and scratch, you're gonna be homeless. You will be homeless, because I'm not, like, my whole thing, actually our whole thing, because Pepper knows that I'm not going to be sitting here replacing quality items because you're mad. No, you getting replaced, you getting dropped, you are getting evicted if you mess up the nice things in my home. So we have an understanding about that. And of course, now Pepper did try it, and he tried to like, you know, put his paws on it just to see what I would say, and I was like, no. So if you catch your pet, if you have a new animal, new cat, dog, whatever, you have to tell them no. As soon as you see them do it, don't let them get away with it. So he knows no. That's like when I cook food, he knows if there's food on the counter, do not get on the counter. I don't say things like, or I don't expect him to never get on the counter because I'm going for days at a time. Like, I know he's sitting on the counter, but he knows when there's food on there, do not get on the counter. And you just have to like instill that in them very early on. So he knows, don't mess with that. Don't mess with the food. Don't scratch my bar stools. Don't scratch my bed, my clothes, none of that stuff. So he doesn't do that. Oh, also really quickly, nails, he is not declawed. I think that's very like inhumane because again, what if one day he runs away or he gets evicted for acting up? Like, he's gonna need them claws to survive. So I don't believe in that. And also, when they declaw, okay, like, you know how your nail, the white part, then the pink part, they're cutting off the pink part. Could you imagine somebody cutting off the whole nail off all of your nails? That's sick. So no, I don't do that. However, I cut his nails. I have a nail clipper and I just cut them myself. And I just cut it like regular nails. You can see the pink part. You just don't cut past the pink part. If you guys want a video on how I cut Pepper's nails, I can do that, but you gotta let me know. Also, one last topic with fur. He cleans himself pretty good. However, I do try to brush him and get as much fur as I can off when I'm off of work. Because he is getting older. You know, he used to be really, really good at cleaning himself, but I don't know if it's like, honestly, there are like 2 times in the year where they like shed a lot. I believe the term is called mulching. And it's like 1 time in the winter, 1 time in the summer. And right now is what he's doing. So he's just been shedding a lot. There's like fur. It's not everywhere. I clean my house like every week. And I like to clean for fun because cleanliness is close to godliness. I just like things clean. So, but when I do see some fur sometimes in little places, and I'm like, let's clean that up. Yeah, so that's another reason why I can't imagine getting another cat, because double the fur? No, ma'am, I'm not doing that. But anyways, make sure you are brushing your cat. I do check him to make sure like there's no fleas, ticks, nothing. He's an inside cat, so there shouldn't even be that to begin with. But while I'm brushing him, I just make sure that I don't see anything. Yeah, so that's pretty much all of the maintenance care that I do with Pepper. If you like this video, found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, girl. Like, okay, especially if you have a cat, like, come on. Cat moms, cat dads, like, come through, y'all. That's all I got for you guys though. See you in the next video.